Good evening. Welcome to Wednesday guided meditation session at Vajrayana Institute. I'm Wai Cheong. Together, we'll be doing our usual two meditations this evening. And the first one, almost always related to calm abiding. And the second one, currently I'm on a kind of a series of exploring mindfulness meditation. So in calm abiding meditation, which is sometimes called concentration meditation, where we aim, we have an objective in mind, we aim to calm the different disturbances of our body and mind, the different kind of reactivities we find within our own body, within our own mind, most likely in the form of physical tension, tightness, holdings, as far as the mind is concerned, more likely to be different kind of thoughts, thinking, reacting to the different circumstances in our life. So we aim to help our body and mind to release all of these different disturbances, and in so doing, we allow our body to be able to abide comfortably, become more and more comfortable in this posture, in the posture meditation, and for the mind to engage and become absorbed in whatever it is that we are meditating on, that we are interested in, to the extent that we allow ourselves to enter states of meditative absorption. Meditative absorption is sort of a technical term for how our energy of attention can be gathered back and channeled into engagement with a specific object of meditation. But more importantly, for our mind to be able to abide in this moment, with certain qualities of concentration. Quite often, at least in the earlier stages of absorption, is also accompanied by very pleasant feelings. It's a very nice state to be in. And so this is sort of the objective of calm abiding meditation. So far, in the recent years, I find what is most helpful is to take some time at the beginning of the meditation to literally help our body and mind to make the transition, to make the shift, to step out of whatever it is might be preoccupying them or affecting them, to be able to put that aside so that our whole system can gradually, progressively settle deeper and deeper into towards meditative absorption. So today we can try this method, one of my favorite methods these days. I call it touch and release, which is synchronized with the natural rhythm of our breath. And I will invite you with the in-breath to invite our attention to come back here and now, to come back to be in touch with whatever is happening in this moment, but primarily first with the body. Come back to be in touch with the body, to be aware of the different sensations at the different parts of our body. So it's to heal the connection between body and mind. I mean, they are already connected, but there's a lot of obstacles, a lot of obstructions that interfere with that communications, that connection. And we're simply reinforcing that connection, strengthening it, re-establish that communications if it's interrupted. And this will naturally, first of all, help the body to adjust itself. The body will adapt, adjust itself to suit the situation of this moment. Now that we are not hopefully not in a stressful place, we are not facing any kind of actual danger, the body might be able to release all those reactions to a stressful situation in our life. And that's the first thing. And the second one, of course, hopefully this will sort of extend to help the mind to settle down. Touch means on the in-breath to be in touch with what is happening here. On the out-breath, release, which is my way of not so much trying to make things happen, but creating conditions, creating a favorable conditions. In this case, just as a reminder, reminding my own body that there is this option of release. So instead of tightening and tensing up even more, there is yet another option, which is to release that tension, to release that muscular contractions. Likewise with the mind. So instead of tightening the mind tightening as in becoming more and more concerned, stirs up more and more thoughts, going over and over again a certain plan, or going over and over again a certain past events in terms of thoughts, in terms of words, in terms of images, along with all sorts of different emotions that have been stirred up. So there is a kind of a tightening of our attention over a certain issues or topics or concern. We can suggest to the mind, remind our own mind that another option is to release, is to drop that particular issue, drop that particular matter. Maybe you don't need to revisit it so often in your meditation. Maybe you have thought enough about that topic, that problem, that maybe for this 25 minutes you can just drop it, release it. Yeah. So there's the essence of this method called touch and release, synchronized with the breath, natural breath, and to invite our attention to come back, to be in touch with our own body, and also in touch with our own mind, and to promote a movement of release. And we see whether that can help to shift the states of our body and mind towards meditative adoption. Right? So let's do a meditation together on this. So I invite you, as usual, to select a suitable meditation posture that is supportive of your body during meditation. Options available: we can sit on a chair, sit on the floor, cross-legged. We can lie down on our back in a supine position. If you have a comfortable reclining chair, maybe that will work. I have to just experiment with a different posture. Whichever posture we adopt, try to ensure that the back, the spine, is comfortable. That the posture does not cause additional unnecessary pain or tension into the spine. So take a few moments and just allow your body to adjust to your meditation posture. Other aspects of the posture include resting the hands and arms on the physical support, so that we can transfer the weight, allow the support to hold up the weight of our hands and arms, and we do not need to tense up the muscles of the shoulders or the arms to deliberately hold up both arms. Feel free to close the eyes completely. That might be the easiest way. Or you are familiar with meditating with your eyes open or half open, then that is also perfectly fine. In this posture, see if we can, first of all, become aware of how our body is resting on a physical support that feels very solid, firm, and stable. And we want to reassure our body at a deeper level that it is well balanced and safe in this meditation posture. And when the body is reassured in this way, it can begin a very natural process of loosening up. When the body feels that it no longer needs to be so tight and tense and contracted, it can unwind and release, let go of some of those areas of tensions and contractions in the body. And gradually, at its own pace, it can settle back and settle down into the posture and become more and more comfortable in it. So that is the first step of acquiring a suitable seat for our body in meditation. And the second step for us to help the body and mind to transition into meditation. Here, I first invite you to become aware of the sensations of your natural breath. See if you can allow yourself to notice and sense your in breath and your out breath. Without the need to control the breath in any particular way, you don't have to breathe in some right or perfect way. Simply allow the body to breathe itself, and we are just maintaining an awareness of the rhythm of the breath. We regard the breath as a support in this meditation. When we do get very distracted in our meditation, we simply invite our attention to just come back here and now to reconnect and re-experience the sensations associated with the breath. Using the breath as a guide, each time when we notice ourselves breathing in, take that as a cue, inviting us to bring our attention back here and now, reconnect our attention with our own body, starting at the crown, breathing in. See if we can notice and be in touch with the subtle sensations at the crown. Breathing out, we simply remind ourselves with the word release. Breathing in and out, be in touch and notice sensations at the crown. Maybe very subtle sensations, a little bit of tingling sensation, a slight pressure, some sense of warmth or coolness. Breathing out, simply remind our body and our mind with the word release. Not trying to make anything happen. Instead, simply trying to facilitate the letting go of unnecessary tensions and agitations. Coming back to the breath, breathing out, releasing, we allow our attention to be released from the crown and move further down to the forehead. Pick a spot somewhere between the eyebrows, breathing in, be in touch with sensations here at the forehead. And by extension, also be aware of sensations in the rest of the face. Breathing out, release. See if we can tune into the sensations at our own face as we breathe in. Notice areas of tension and tightness. And on the out breath, see if we can facilitate the process of release, relaxing of the facial muscles, letting in to our own experience a feeling of softness, of ease and comfort in our own face. Moving further down, breathing in and out. Breathe in, be in touch with sensations at the throat, at the neck. Breathing out, release at our own pace. Breathing in, invite attention to come back and rest our attention on our right shoulder. Be aware of sensations here at the right shoulder. Breathing out, release. So feel free to ignore me in this meditation. If you are aware of the sequence, if you prefer to go at your own pacing, all that is perfectly fine. Breathing in, moving on, we become aware of sensations at the right elbow. And as we breathe out, remember to release. Moving down to the right wrist, breathe in, be in touch, breathe out, and release at the right wrist. Then allow attention to flow into the right hand. Breathing in, be in touch with sensations at the right hand, the palm of the hand, the back of the hand, sensations in the fingers, and all the way to the fingertips. And on the out breath, release. See if we can imagine releasing the weight of our entire right arm and hand. Simply allow that weight to rest comfortably on its physical support. Switching over to the left side, when you feel ready, breathe in, be in touch with sensations at the left shoulder. Breathe out to release. Moving on, breathe in, be in touch with sensations at the left elbow, out and release. Moving down to the left wrist, touch and release. And then allow attention to flow into the left hand, touch and release. Be aware of sensations in the left hand, the palm, the back of the hand, the fingers. Breathing out, releasing. Release the entire weight of the left arm and hand. Allow that to rest comfortably on the physical support. Coming back here and now, return our attention this time to the chest area. Breathe in, be in touch, be aware of sensations at the chest. Notice sensations at the front of the chest, front of the body, also at the back of the body. Be aware of sensations associated with the movement of the breath. And as usual, on the out breath, remember to release. Releasing our attention from the chest, allow it to descend to the abdomen. Breathe in, be aware of sensations here at the abdomen. Sensation at the surface of the skin layer, in the muscles. Sensations deep within the body, probably from the various organs here. Breathing out, release. When we feel ready, allow attention to descend all the way to the pelvis, the pelvic region. Rest our attention at the base of the spine, the tip of the tailbone. Breathe into this place, be aware of sensations here in the surrounding pelvic region. Breathe out to release. See if we can imagine as we breathe out, release the entire weight of our pelvis. And if we are sitting, the weight of our upper body, allow the entire weight to rest through the pelvis, on the seat, on the ground. Coming back to the breath, breathe in, be in touch. This time, be in touch with sensations at the right hip joint. Out and release at our own pace. Going down to the right knee, touch and release. Down to the right ankle, touch and release. Allow attention to flow into the right foot. Breathing in, be aware of sensations at the right foot, sensations coming through from the soles of the foot, top of the foot, sensation in the toes. As we breathe out, release. Release the weight of our entire right leg. Allow that to rest comfortably on this support. Switching to the left side, be aware of sensations at the left hip joint. Breathe in, be in touch, out and release. Shifting to the left knee, touch and release. Down to the left ankle, touch and release. Allow attention to flow into the right foot. Breathe in, be in touch, be aware of sensations in the left foot. Sorry. Be aware of sensations from the sole, the top of the foot, the toes. Breathing out, release. Release the weight of the left leg. Allow it to rest comfortably on its physical support. Now that we have traveled from crown to feet through a process of touch and release synchronized with the breath, we are helping the body and also the mind to transition, to settle down into meditation. So allow the body to continue to settle into the posture, to unwind, to loosen up, to deepen the sense of release. Rest our mind attention here and now with the body, with the breath. We can continue to use the breath as a support. Breathing in is a movement inviting our attention to come back here and now, to be in touch with the different experiences in this moment. Breathing out is an opportunity to continue to deepen the release of physical tensions, release of mental agitation, thoughts, images, memories, fantasies, inner commentary. They are not helpful or not needed. As we breathe out, we can release them. And as we come back to the breath, as we continue the practice of touch, to be in touch with what is happening here and now, and to facilitate release on the out breath. See if we can wonder and explore how deep our body and our mind can really settle down, and slowly at their own pace move towards a state of meditative absorption. Okay, so there is a meditation called touch and release. This meditation has quite a powerful effect on me, on my body and mind. So, which is why I like it. But it's a bit dangerous doing it in a guided meditation because I think sometimes I can release and release, and I sort of space out, and I forgot, that I sort of mess up the sequence, which I probably did just now. But that's fine, because after all, especially on our own, if we are doing it, we are really making use of the technique and the sequence as a way of helping our own body and mind to settle down, to come back to this moment, to be in touch with what is happening here and now, and to release anything that is unhelpful or unnecessary. So the fact that if we are able through this method, able to help the mind to release the different things that preoccupy it, including what is the next part of the body to move on to, or what is the previous part of the body that we are in touch with. That's fine. We can just let it go. So through a very simple kind of technique like this, if we can facilitate ever deepening process whereby our body can progressively release all those areas of discomfort and tension, and our mind can progressively, bit by bit, let go of the different things that preoccupy it, the different thoughts, the different habits of thinking, which are sort of reaction to things in our life. As we put them aside, we find, of course, that our current experiences, there is the body and mind are settling to a stillness. There's ever increasing sense of silence and presence in this moment, and that is really what we are aiming for. Okay, so that's the first meditation, and the second one I have been introducing the different aspect of mindfulness based on this acronym RAIN, R-A-I-N. R stands for recognition, which is an aspect of mindfulness. Recognize what is happening here for what it is, not to confuse it with something else. To recognize tension as tension, to recognize pleasant feelings as pleasant feelings, to recognize a thought as a thought. A stands for acknowledgement, or sometimes people call it acceptance or allowance, to allow, to accept, to acknowledge. And this is what I would like to explore today in the meditation. I stands for inquiry, to inquire, to look deeper, to investigate, to pay closer attention, which is also another aspect of mindfulness. And N stands for nurture, nurturing with our attention, whatever it is that is helpful. So lately, I've been doing quite a few guided meditation sessions in different contexts, and I used to be able to remember precisely, Monday I did this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But lately, I think maybe I'm getting old, and there are quite a few different groups I'm working with. So all the different meditations all get all jumbled up in my mind. So I don't remember whether I did the same thing this week or last week. But anyway, it's a nice meditation. This is called good enough meditation, and now and then I will pull out to do. And as a way of practicing acknowledgement is a pretty good one, because this aspect of mindfulness, acknowledgement, quite often we talk about it in relation to the challenging aspect of our life, the unpleasantness, unpleasant feelings, or where we have a tendency to turn away or withdraw from, and therefore there is a great emphasis in mindfulness to acknowledge them, to let them in, acknowledge our anger, acknowledge our pain, acknowledge our unhappiness. But then we can also acknowledge the positive things in our life. In fact, it's very important to acknowledge and to accept that there are also good things in our life. And the thing about positive experiences or the good things in our life is sometimes we have a very high standard, and we have a tendency to belittle them or to take them for granted. and not really fully appreciate. We have a mentality of not good enough. Always trying to aim for higher, better, more, which is wonderful for the progress of humanity. But for the next 25 minutes, I'm sure we will not obstruct human progress by too much if we take this opportunity and just to appreciate the positive aspects, the good things in our life, and especially with this attitude that, this is good enough for now. And I always add the word for now, as in for this very moment, whatever it is that I am able to be aware of, or come into my awareness. And for this moment, I try on and say, this is good enough for now. Maybe the next moment is not, and I need to make changes. That's fine. But for this moment, or this one moment, and then another moment, maybe there are many things that I can, in relation to them, I can say, good enough for now. So it's an acknowledgement through our attention, the positive aspects of our life, and also in a sense of with a feeling of contentment, as opposed to a feeling of dissatisfaction that we keep saying it's not good enough. It should be more. It should be better. It should be more intense. We should stay longer. Or how can I get it back? We have this tendency of craving, of grasping, and this is the opposite of to be content and to be at ease and at peace, and to be able to acknowledge also the positive aspects of our life. The way there's no fixed way of doing this meditation. I made it up, this meditation, in a way. But I suggest we use a guiding question and say, what is good enough for now? What is good enough in my life for now? So by asking the questions, we invite into our awareness, mindful awareness in this moment, maybe certain aspects of our current experiences. Maybe the posture feels good enough for now. Maybe the breath feels good enough for now. I don't have to adjust it. I don't have to make it more perfect. Maybe the sensations in the body, especially if you notice some pleasant sensations, that is good enough for now. That's one way to start. And as we come back to the question, the guiding questions, and explore a bit deeper with our mindful awareness, maybe different aspects of our life, memories from our memories, resurface in our awareness, in images and thoughts. And as we look at those incidents, those aspects of our life, see if we can say, maybe this is also good enough for now. Of course, if you want, you can say it's not good enough for now, and that's entirely up to you. But as we accumulate more and more instances or evidence of things, aspects of our life, experiences that are good enough for now, see whether we can allow in a special feeling in this moment, the feeling of happiness, of contentment, and see what sort of effect it may have on our meditation, on our own body and mind. Right? So let's give this a try. So as usual, take a few moments, allow the body to adjust itself, to find its way into the meditation posture we have adopted. We give the body time to accustom to posture, to get used to it, to feel reassured, to be in this posture. And the body will respond by loosening up as it recognizes that there is no need for that much tension or reactivity. The intelligence of our body can kick in and allow it to let go of some of those tightness, tensions, or contractions. In this way, our body will be able to settle down and be more and more comfortable in the meditation posture. For the first few minutes of this short meditation, let's reconnect our attention with the natural breath, just as what we have done previously. Breathing in, we invite attention to be back here, to be in touch with our own body. We won't go through part by part, but nonetheless, we can come back and attend and notice what are the different sensations at the different parts of our body. Breathing out, we remind ourselves to release. The important part of the body to always include, and maybe even to start with, is actually our face. So often we will unconsciously tighten and tense up the muscles of our face, almost as if it becomes an indication of how much effort or struggle we put into the meditation. Now it's a good time, as we breathe in, we come back to be in touch with the sensations at our own face. And as we breathe out, see if we can facilitate a release of those facial tightness and tensions. See if we can welcome back into our own face a feeling of ease, comfort, softness, and relaxation. When we feel ready, we can shift to the meditation, exploring what is good enough for now. In my own body, in my own mind, in my own experience, in my life, what is good enough for now? Allow the guiding question to invoke different things, allowing them to come into the scope of our awareness, our mindful awareness. Take a good look, be in touch with whatever it is that make an appearance. Could be a bodily sensations, could be a feeling, could be images from the past, memories, could be awareness of certain aspects of our life in this moment. Whatever it is, take a good look at it and see if you can, in relation to that, say the word good enough for now, recognizing and acknowledging it for what it is in this moment. What is good enough for now? Maybe in this instant, I heard a sound appear within my awareness. In relation to that, I can say, good enough for now. Maybe I notice sensations in the body, pleasant or unpleasant. In relation to that, I can say, good enough for now. I don't have to struggle with it. I don't have to perfect it. I don't have to somehow be dissatisfied. Keep working to make it better. I can settle back and settle down and just enjoy it for what it is. Acknowledge its presence in my awareness. This is good enough for now. Coming back to this moment, to the meditation, when in doubt, when you feel distracted or unsure, simply ask yourself the question once again, what is good enough for now? And see what happens. Allow whatever it is to arise within your own mindful awareness. Take a look at it and decide for yourself. Just try on this response. good enough for now, and see what happens. Coming back to the meditation, to the guiding question, what is good enough for now? Occasionally, you may come up with certain things, feelings, experiences, be past or present, and to which you can say, yes, good enough for now. And if it is genuinely good enough for now, you might allow yourself to just enjoy those few moments of satisfaction or contentment, when there is no urge within you to move on to the next thing, to ask the question again. You're just happy to be here and now, to be awake, to be aware, to receive whatever it is that's coming and going in your awareness. Maybe things are good enough for now. See if you can just be here and enjoy your own happiness or contentment. And when you do come back to the guiding question, what is good enough for now, and encounter things in your life, experiences here and now, that you feel you have to say no, it is not good enough for now. And that is also perfectly fine. We can acknowledge that, acknowledge our reaction, and see if just by acknowledging it, that is good enough for now. You can put it aside and allow your body and mind to settle back here and now. Okay, I hope that is good enough for now. This meditation, of course, I don't know what's your experience, but it's a good one for occasionally to try out for ourselves to explore yet another kind of happiness or pleasant experiences in our meditation. Very important one, actually. The happiness, what I call the happiness of contentment, which is very peaceful, very subtle, but it's this sense of almost like a sense of completeness in which we're no longer straining and striving, no longer manipulating this and changing that. No. We're just happy to just sit back, settle down, and allow things to settle even further, calming down, tending towards a greater and greater sense of peacefulness and stillness within ourselves. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for your attention. Last week I did announce that we are trying to have a single link or URL for YouTube, but we didn't succeed. So we are back to scheduling. So just visit via his YouTube channel or our email update or website, and you can find the future links for the different teachings. So have a good week ahead and see you around.